was the longest 5 seconds. Um, is he sitting here?
We can see him.
Him.
Please don't.
Him though.
Yeah, you could introduce him.
Okay. All right. So, Chris Alexander in the studio.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, got your name right because I've been listening to enough this morning. Mostly for hope. I mean, that's what your music sounds like. It gives hope.
Well, I have one song about that. I'll do that shortly, yeah.
That was just one song. I feel like the rest just kind of blends in. With,
All of it seems hopeful to you? Well, that's good. Tell my wife.
yeah, we got to talk about her too.
Okay.
Are you about to get into it?
No, I'm just fiddling. I'm just
okay,
filling the space. Keep going.
And do you play the fiddle also?
No, I don't play the fiddle. I wish
Oh.
I did.
Really?
You might hear some things that sound like fiddle on the recordings, but I don't play the fiddle, no.
See, I just go off on whatever words kind of come out into the atmosphere.
Okay.
Sorry, I was gonna have there's a comedian on. She couldn't make it.
We'll have to be funny
And
instead.
She says she gets the was it ADHD sometimes.
Mhm.
With that, I guess that means where you get distracted.
Yeah, we all get distracted.
Yeah, well, hopefully you just come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my problem. I love getting distracted, but then when I don't come back to what I was thinking, I say, wait, hold on.
Well, creative people get distracted. We all get distracted. I think that's where we go to make
Huh.
things. I think that's where things start, isn't it?
Yeah, so maybe I'm a creative person
I'm
too.
sure you are.
I'm just trying to get out of this rut. You already could tell that I work in a store.
That's because I've been stalking you online.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Oh, no one really. I haven't been stalked in a long time, and it was for the wrong reasons.
Well, I hope this is for the right reasons, because I picked the first song to honor you and your work in the store.
Is this the one about Elvis?
Yeah, this is the song. Yeah. So when I came here in the 1980s, if you went into a store and you checked out whatever your purchases, there in the magazine rack, there
Yeah.
would be like the two types of headlines that you would see most often one was the kind of like, I had UFO aliens baby. And the other one would be like, I saw Elvis. There were tons of Elvis sightings in that period. So, and then I also read about how he died. I mean, yeah, the drugs, but he had a terrible diet. But he was known for getting up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and then frying up a bunch of bananas in bacon fat, I think. Yeah. So anyway.
She sort of used to do that. Not bananas, but my significant person.
Yeah.
She liked to wake up at early in the morning and make something too. They call them significant persons, right? That's what you call your.
No, I call her my wife.
Okay, not married
maybe
yet. Here.
Yeah, that's so. Where were we? Oh, yeah, fried bananas. Right, 4 o'clock
Always
in the
the
afternoon.
fried-
Yeah.
probably 'cause
Well,
he
anyway,
fried them.
really unhealthy. So in my song, I imagine him shopping for bananas in a store, and people have spotted him, and so it's an Elvis sighting in a store, in your honor.
Oh yeah, okay.
Are you ready?
Let's get into it. Yeah, is there
This is called I Saw Elvis.
I saw Elvis. Okay. So,
Well, I'm standing in the checkout line in Memphis, and the line was moving pretty slow, letting my defenses down. I found myself picking up the National Enquirer, in which Geraldo wrote a little note saying, and I quote, I saw Elvis. Well, I guess I'm not a very good consumer. I guess I must have laughed real hard. The man behind me looked annoyed and said, "Hey boy, move on up and use that plastic card." So I punched my code in the machine. 3 little words come on that screen. They read, "I saw Elvis." Yes, I do believe I saw the king. I saw Elvis, and he was doing that Elvis thing. Well, a big commotion was happening by the pork chops. One girl dropped her pantyhose. One guy dropped a frozen turkey. On his toes, his face was white, like he'd seen a ghost. All the milk had turned to butter and the Pepsi overflowed. Everybody said, "I saw Elvis." Yes, I do believe I saw the king. I saw Elvis, and he was doing that Elvis thing. I saw Elvis. And it's a 1 for the money and 2 for the show. I saw Elvis. Well, an old man died in an avalanche of soup cans. One family crashed their shopping cart, gyrating hips and a flash of silver sequin legs scramble more than 40 dozen eggs. "Attention shoppers," the manager's voice on the PA system said. He said, "I saw Elvis. Yes, I do believe I saw the king. I saw Elvis, and he was doing, yeah, he was doing, oh, he was doing that Elvis thing." There you go.
You kind of did the Elvis thing at the end there, or was that purposely doing an Elvis thing?
Ooh,
With a
the hound
guitar.
dog thing? Oh, this.
That, yeah.
I didn't know that was an Elvis thing.
I don't know. I know he also does it, but
He probably did it with his hips, though, don't you think?
that's what the Elvis thing was. The whole song was about that, and he turned milk into butter.
I do notice that you're shooting me from the waist up, just like Elvis. I feel like I'm in good company.
Yeah, yeah. He got in trouble for that back in the day. The groin grinding.
Apparently so.
He was the first. Wait, is that the?
That's the other guitar.
Are you double guitaring it now?
No.
Because we're all about stunts. One time I was here and we actually had a woman. She was stapling staples
To her head?
To head, yeah.
That's the kind of show you're running here? 'Cause
Well,
you're going to be disappointed today.
you're not gonna set yourself on fire for
No.
us.
No.
Okay.
My fire-setting days are over.
Yeah, because you were. Let me get a vibe that you're a teacher or were a teacher or.
I still teach a bit. I used to be a full-time teacher. Now I'm a part-time teacher.
Okay, so I was right. I'm trying to be a little psychic. Well, is this music teacher?
No, I teach literature.
Okay.
Books.
Knew it had to do with books.
Books, yeah.
How do you feel about books being banned now? I haven't realized
well,
it.
yeah, that's
but-
what's really happening, right?
Yeah.
Books are
So
being
it-
banned. Yeah.
Are they? I mean, I haven't noticed
Sure. In certain parts of the country.
because I'm not a kid.
I
so.
just recently reposted some of the list of the 10 most banned books in the country. I've taught 10 of them. I'm sorry, I've taught 8 of them. I can't. Well, I might be able to remember them, but anyway.
I was just told it has something to do with a critical race theory. Is that or that's just a wisp?
Okay, so
Whisper in my
that's
ear brought that up.
those are historical books. That's different from the kind of material. I teach fiction, sort of literature. So I don't teach history. I think critical race theory is about American history.
So what are they banning books for then?
Well, I'm the wrong person to really ask about this. You should have a conservative person on your show to give the answer. So probably not fair for me to speak for them. My
Oh, no, that's cool.
understanding
That's
is
what's
that
really happening. Yeah.
is that books, texts are now kind of presenting the sides to this American story that weren't presented before, perspective of people of color, and it's making us white people not look so good, you know, and rightfully so. But a lot of people don't want to hear that and say it, you know, it's being unpatriotic or some other BS. Can I say the? Speaking of the word
this is,
BS, I have
free-
no
free
idea what
speech,
I can. I
here.
can say whatever words I want to
Oh
say.
yeah, be very comfortable. Have a seltzer thing if you want. This is.
I just
there's
don't know
vodka in
what the
this tea
curse
here.
word thing is. It's
Oh
it's
yeah,
kind
you
of a
can do
public
it,
thing.
or you could even make one up like my mom. She says frickin', but it sounds like she's saying the F word. But yeah, make yourself feel comfortable.
Okay. Yeah, I feel comfortable. Thank you. You've made me feel comfortable.
Yeah, when it comes to that, and government and race and all the issues, I'm not sure if the government wants people to get along. Is that still a conservative sort of area, or what's really happening is just whatever flows with our minds here.
You mean this government doesn't want people to get along? Is that what
Well,
you're saying?
Well, yeah, that's the government we're in. I mean, I don't know if they want. Yeah, do you think they want everyone to get along here, or like even okay?
I would
like the
think
race
any
thing,
government
and
would
then-
want people to get along because it would make them look good, right? Nobody wants to be the leader of a divided nation, right?
I guess also would it be? Do they at times want to look good for the time being? Because like we noticed outside, things looked a little nicer today, and they're doing like a sweep, and it seems like that's just for the
Wait,
time
can you
being.
when you say sweep, do you mean the cops are sweeping for homeless people? Is that what you mean, or you mean they're actually sweeping the streets?
Yeah, it did look cleaner. I can't say. I mean, I don't know which. I suppose homeless, but it's also there's a mixture of people out there. I don't know if it's. There did seem to be more dealers and less of the addicts and homeless. Yeah, it just looked cleaner on the way up.
Yeah, well, I haven't been into the city for quite a while, so I was coming through the Tenderloin, and I'd forgotten how, what's the word, how much blight there is. It's, yeah, I mean, when you drive through the Tenderloin and you haven't been for a while, it's like, oh yeah, this is what it's like here. A lot of people suffering, a lot of people
Yeah.
living on
See,
the
that's
street.
and that's kind of where I think a lot of times is I see this, but do they really want to have it cleaned up? I I guess what I mean.
So who is they? When you say they,
Well,
what
I
do you
guess
mean?
so. If it was here we're talking about, I guess it wouldn't be the entire government, just the government in, I guess, San Francisco area.
I'm sure London Breed, right? She's still the mayor of San
Yeah, London
Francisco.
Bridge. She did make the Urban Alchemy people.
Yeah, I'm sure
out
she
there.
was.
They seem.
Who wouldn't want to have your city be better, be clean?
I mean,
and
that's a good point. Yeah. Just they just can't find the right solution at times.
I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask about this. I have opinions, but I'm just somebody who sings songs.
I feel it though. So I like what you last said. Why wouldn't they want things to get better?
Yeah. Well, okay.
You got another song, it looks like.
I do. Yeah. I'm gonna go out of my planned order because of our conversation, and I'll go with the flow of the
So
conversation.
this is inspiring something here. Okay.
Well, it's just inspiring me to do this right now. There was somebody down on the ground in the alleyway where you suggested I might be at a park.
Yeah.
And there was, I turned down the corner and I stopped because there was a group of people there and someone down on the ground, head trauma. I don't know if that means that they were in an accident or somebody hit them on the head. But anyway,
So you parked in the alleyway?
I did not. No, I couldn't. I couldn't get through there. I had to back out of there and go find somewhere else. Anyway,
Where did you park, along the street here? Or?
Jesse Street down there.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit of a.
All right, this is a song about urban life, and not long ago I finished watching, years after it was first put on TV, that series called The Wire, which is set in Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
And do you know that?
Yeah. it
So
has
this
to
is
do with
based on the
drugs.
opening scene of The Wire, in which you have the main characters, the white police captain and a kid from the neighborhood sitting on the street on some steps together, and the brother of the younger kid. No, maybe it's just a neighborhood kid who's been shot and is lying in the street, and they're talking about it. And in the credits to the opening credits, you see graffiti of, from the neighborhood, and one of the graffiti there, I presume it's a real piece of graffiti, it calls it Murderland. So that's what the song is called, Murderland. Junior's blood is running down the sidewalk, flashing blue and red lights painted black. His corner's up for grabs now in the crosstalk. No one cuts you any slack. Handcuffs tight behind your back. The cops don't give a damn. Down in Murderland. Down in Murderland. Junior's younger brother keeps a weapon deep down in his pocket, walking slow. After dark, his mother hopes to heaven. Grow up quick, don't let it show, or else you better not let go of your mama's hand. Down in Murderland. Down in Young ones come and go like rainfall. The old ones stand aside and weep. Bullets flying as they sleep. You can't stop City Hall from doing nothing at all. Little brother sitting with the captain. That's the way life be, he tells him then. The white man shakes his head while looking at him. You get a nickname when you're 10. Your real name is never heard again. And so it shapes a man down in Murderland. Down in Murderland. Oh, oh,
Yeah, man. That's Chris Alexander right there. I was thinking you're like a one-man Beatles. Is that right? Or
No,
I mean,
it
is
is
that
not right.
fair? Or who do you get compared to?
I don't know.
Just
It's
yourself.
not my job to compare, to
Or,
So
Put
if I
labels on
throw a
you.
comparison out, especially in that song, you sounded very Bono-esque.
Oh, Bono-esque. Oh, I wish I had his voice.
wow.
You did kind of. You had that kind of tonality.
Okay.
See, I wouldn't think you know Bono. That's very good. Wow, I knew Bono. He was going to be the mayor of Salton Sea, or that area. I
Wait, you were going to be the mayor of
No,
Salton
he
Sea?
was.
He was.
I remember. Yeah,
I'm
no,
out of here.
I could turn that place around. No, he,
That's a
I remember.
dead place.
I
Isn't
remember the sunny. Yeah, yeah.
Have did you live near there for a while?
So I drove by it. I was planning on going there. I was on the way to a Deftones concert, and I was like, yeah, on the way back, we're going to go there. We mapped it out and all that. And then we passed by it. Didn't go. I was like, oh, dang it. The whole entire area, I was going to meet the Salvation Mountain guy. You know about that guy?
No. Tell us about the
So
Salvation
he's like,
Mountain
he
guy.
paints a mountain every day
Mhm.
with words and different colors, and then he ended up dying. Like the year after I was going to go meet him, I was like, dang it. I would have done that again. Tried to go there. But
Did you get out, walk around?
no, I just drove right through. I didn't know that I was driving right past where I was supposed to exit to go there.
It smells really bad.
You been there?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
tell
live-
us about that
well,
experience.
my memory of it, we went there one day, and it's become the lake kind of basically killed everything that was in it
Dead
because there was
fish,
too
yeah.
much salt in it, and the beaches around the lake are just covered in fish bones and rotting fish.
Yeah, it smells
it's-
nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an environmental disaster.
They say they try and make it like a Revelations thing, but that's what
Wait,
you're gonna
you mean
get
like
when you
Revelations in the Bible?
get. Yeah.
Like this is what's gonna happen when God
Yeah, I
takes
know
his
you're a hip
revenge.
man with Jesus and all, but because
Well-
Jesus went to L.A.
Oh, yeah, you saw that title, right? Okay,
And
I'm not a Christian. I write about Jesus.
All right.
I write about
No,
Jesus.
no, it's cool.
In a couple of
I
songs.
just had to make
Um,
that expression.
Yeah, I went to a religious boarding school for a long time, 7 years, and we went to chapel every day, and so we got a lot of Jesus. And he's a character in a couple of my songs, in that song.
Did that kind of make you not want to be part of it? How much like the religion wise?
I'm a what would you would call a fervent atheist.
Fervent.
Yeah.
I don't get the
devout.
fervent part. So,
I mean,
what's the fervent part?
Fervent part is that I'm very confident in my belief that this is what there is.
And I'm not. No, I'm not against that. I mean, I do find myself Christian, but if, I mean, my thing is, if that's how you believe, it's not like you're going, because you don't feel like you're going against God. You feel like this is your. Well, we're getting deep here. I mean, but it's.
Yeah, let's get deep.
This is how you feel like you
That's what's really happening.
believe. Right.
So, if there's a God, right,
Yeah.
then wouldn't God want me to be my best self?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To
that is
to
right.
bring
That's how I believe.
to
yeah.
bring everything to the way I live, right?
Yeah.
And the way I speak and act and do and everything, and that to me includes my skepticism, right?
Yeah.
Which is part of my, whatever intelligence I might have. So, I could, even if there's a God, I think I could still be a good person
That's the key. I would think.
by not
Is-
believing.
is-
What I'm saying is, I could doubt God
Well,
and still be okay.
I would think the key is where your heart is. Because, like, I go to, because I'm Christian. I go to, I've been to churches and the services. It's like you have to believe a certain way or God will rebuke you. And, my thing is.
Do you believe that?
I have a hard time believing it because I believe why would, because that means God is kind of not very loving them. Because if you're a good person, I think God's going to show you the right path. Hey, if you feel like atheist, if you feel like you're atheist, and God's going to show that that's not the right path. Does that make sense? Because I believe God's a loving God. If your heart's in the right place.
Right, like a New Testament God, right?
Because why would God turn on someone whose heart is in the right place?
I suppose if there's a God, then only God knows if your heart is in the right place. Like, who's to say if your heart's in the right? Like, one person's right place is not another person's right place. Right?
So, yeah.
Jesus was pretty tolerant. Jesus was cool, I think.
See, yeah, okay.
Christianity, I'm not so thrilled about.
Okay, yeah, I dig that.
The church, anyway.
So what is
I hope I'm not losing you any viewership right now.
No, I don't even know what that is. I'll find out afterwards. So what is your take on the Jesus then?
Well, so I'm going to do a song
This
that
is leading
references
into
Jesus. Not that particular song,
is
but
amazing.
this is called When I Get in the Right Tune.
No, because I do like the Ricky Jarvis guy. Seems like a cool guy, and he's an atheist.
Sorry, who's that you
The
referring
Ricky
to?
Gervais.
Ricky Gervais. Yeah, he's an
Yeah.
atheist. He is. He comes from my hometown, Reading, in England.
Okay, but you live in the Fairfax, but you're from
Now I'm from the UK. Can't
originally
you tell?
from the UK.
That's why I have this accent.
That's how I was feeling the Beatles vibe. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do a song called. It's about intolerance, I guess, and it's called "I Don't Believe That We Were Born to Suffer." In this song, well, you have a couple of characters from today who are what we would call, I guess, marginalized characters that certain kinds of Christians, I'm not yourself, I'm sure, would disapprove of their lifestyles. And then the third verse jumps back to the Civil War time. And I'm trying to make it kind of like a hymn tune, which is a little challenging for me, but here we go. wrong tuning. Live radio, folks,
Yeah, that's how we show
with mistakes.
how live this is. No, yeah.
Here we go. She's riding on a Greyhound bus to another state. Got to find a doctor before it gets too late. She can't tell her daddy or her mom what happened to her after the high school prom. If Jesus ever walked among us, or you do believe that He's with us still, and He wants us all to forgive each other like He did. Well, I don't believe that we were born to suffer. He hitched a ride on a diesel truck. He's never going back. They'd only beat him up just for walking around like that. They called him a sicko. They called him queer. The family said, get cured or get out of here. If Jesus ever walked among us, and you do believe that He's with us still, and He wants us all to forgive each other like He did. Well, I don't believe that we were born to suffer. We rode our horses to Gettysburg as the dead lay all around. The blue and gray together upon the blood-stained ground. Thousands of disembodied souls of boys who had no chance to grow. If Jesus ever walked among us, or you do believe that He's with us still, and He wants us all to forgive each other like He did. Well, I don't believe that we were born to suffer. Sorry about the mistakes.
So
Still
wait,
working
was
on it.
was there a mistake there?
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
there was.
nice. I mean, that's I thought it was perfect.
Thank you. So anyway, yeah, tolerance.
That that's what. Oh, there's a lot of mistakes with
Oh yeah, I'm not asking for
Actually,
tolerance for my mistakes.
actually
I'm saying
there's-
that that's what the song's about. Yeah.
there's a lot of
But-
there's a lot of intolerance out there,
Right.
and then we don't even know what a lot of that means. Intolerance, like we have so many. I think there's certain words that could that are put out there where people could make it negative and positive.
I don't see how intolerance could be positive. Well, I guess to be intolerant of a bad thing is a good thing, right?
There you
so,
go.
So, to be intolerant of violence or cruelty would be good. I'd say. That's my opinion.
Yes, all right, yeah. I mean, I want to do so many things to violent people that are bad, that are very bad. That would get me kicked off the YouTube for saying right now. Maybe I don't know. I do have to check what I say on Facebook sometimes because when I see something horrible,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say something, and I'm like, no, all right, edit that. That'll get me put in Facebook jail, even though this is a bad person.
I've been
Oh.
trying to decide whether I should take a break from Facebook for a while because I don't know if it's good for
I saw something about
the
that.
mental environment. You know, it's like the outrage machine. It's just so
So-
easy to get really angry about stuff that people are noticing in the world, even, you know, and
Yeah.
bad things going on.
I've never asked people about their whole taking a break from Facebook things, mostly because I end up losing people because they take a break, and I'm like, well, I guess this person doesn't exist anymore, and then I am.
So,
But,
if you lose them because they take a break on Facebook, did you really have them in the first place? Like, was it a real relationship?
well, it's weird. I still talk to people through Messenger
Right.
uh,
That's a,
who I've lost because they took a break, and I couldn't
So
figure
they're-
out where they were.
so you still have a connection.
Yeah.
So you haven't lost them.
Yeah, I guess not. That's what makes it real, I guess. But isn't it weird how people need to take a break because they? I just feel like, is it a way that you feel like you just? What is it about people that need a break?
It's like people are, well, speaking for myself, it's like, you know what, I gotta stop eating too many cookies. I've really gone overboard.
Like
on
to
the
do
cookies.
edibles, huh?
I gotta lose a few pounds.
Oh,
Or,
okay, diet.
You know, I've been binge watching this too much TV, or you know, I've been drinking too much. You know, dry January and all that stuff that people do. It's a way of trying
That's
to
valid.
take control of
That's
your life
valid.
and not be
There's a lot of weird reasons, but that's valid. The
addicted. Yeah.
the dry January and the no nut Novembers, like what?
Wait,
what is-
wait. I've never heard of that. Not eating nuts?
No, no.
It's
Yeah.
not. Is this a sexual thing?
Yes.
It's is it? So I was eating no nuts all November for no reason.
But you didn't give up sex.
No, I did. Well, she would. I mean, wouldn't that be weird? Like,
Okay.
hey,
just be careful. Don't tell
I'm
me
sorry,
anything
it's
really
November.
personal.
no, I mean that would be weird because I'd have to be like, you know, I can't do that this month because it's no nut November, and
What is the purpose of that?
that's what I
No nut.
wonder.
November. And like, who invented that?
I thought I was doing pretty good. I ate no nuts, but I guess it's the sex thing, which I'm not even gonna try, cause like, isn't that how you? I mean, you know, relationships shouldn't be all about sex in the beginning, but after a while, yeah, you gotta have the, you know, the thing.
I think you should stop right now.
I'm just gonna call it the
I think you should stop
the
right
thing.
now. You're already going to be getting phone calls from home.
But all it involves is the I guess the sex, meaning the no nut. So you could still do all the like romance, I guess. Still, I guess.
Oh, right. Just like dating. Going back to going steady.
Yeah. Hey. So I'm sorry. We're gonna have to just date this month because it's no nut November. Like I can just imagine the person you're with going like, you're gonna listen to a calendar. that you didn't listen to last month, did you, on our anniversary? Like, I could just imagine that being a problem, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine it being a problem.
I-
Not for the reasons you're stating, but
I remember our anniversary every year because we got together when I couldn't even I was in my walker, and I said to her, I said, I made it to the library.
This was after your accident.
Yeah, like a baby making my first steps. And I was
Yeah.
like, I made it to the library, which is only down the block. I felt so proud of myself. And she didn't want me to have to walk back home. So that's when, the romance happened. Meaning, like, wait. I mean, well, yeah, and then my mom called the cops because she didn't know where I was. Yeah. Well, it's always embarrassing when the cops knock on your door and say, "Are you missing?" Be like, "I'm right here. What am I missing? I'm right here." Thank you
Missing
for
in
not.
action.
Thank you for not tasing me or anything. Thinking I was a kidnapper.
You lead a more interesting life than I do, I think.
No, I'm sure you keep going with your life. You're doing a lot better. Like we talked about in the beginning, I work at a supermarket, and it's a very dry February and March and whatever month you're at a supermarket. It feels very dry.
February is well, it wasn't it. February is the cruelest month, they say. And in business, right, things are always slower in February than any other time. Whoops.
I like it that way. You know what's weird? I have never experienced a job where I feel like I want my hours cut more. It's just, I like the pandemic. It was very, like we were essential workers. And we felt needed.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just, we're back to the same old peasantry, and toxicness. It's like, I've had this one. There's always something every week. It's where it's like we can't go a day without someone going, "Let's see what fun we could create." A toxic vibe. I've had this one time. I end up opening up, and that becomes bad because I'm like, hey.
Opening up, you mean like saying what you feel?
Yeah, I start talking, and the next thing you know, someone else in the workplace always gets put into the office and told something. I'm like, bro, I didn't mean for that person to be brought in the office. Like I'm snitching on the person.
Is that like being called to the principal's office at school?
Kinda. I mean, and how
They're
does
in
that
trouble,
look?
right?
And
Is that
how
what that
does that
means?
look when I'm the guy and I'm like, no, it's not what I was trying to say to call the person to the office. I was just trying to talk about things and for myself. Yeah, we got. Wait, how do we have 5 minutes?
45.
Oh yeah. We really know how you could just kill a lot of time around here. But there was a question I want to ask.
Are we talking too much? It's good? Okay.
So you're married?
I am, yeah. 40 years.
Kids
Plus.
too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I found that out because your daughter, she's got the YouTube, I guess.
I think that.
And
yeah,
so
some
you
of them-
you live a very family-oriented life.
Well, they moved out of the house quite a while ago.
Wait, your wife moved out?
No, the kids moved
Oh, okay,
out.
good.
They
good.
have their
Let's-
own lives, and they're doing great. Our son is a nurse. He used to work at SF General, Zuckerberg. He worked through the pandemic, which was really hard.
I was in that hospital.
He was in Zuckerberg.
Well, yeah, that's where they had to scoop me up off the streets of 27th and Harrison. Wait, 21st and Harrison, and take me to the Zuckerberg. I was trying to crawl there, but didn't work out.
So what? Oh, well, he may have seen you because he was in an ER nurse. So
It was
you would have
ER.
gone through. You would have gone through an ER, right?
He's in the ER.
He was.
Oh, he's probably
not anymore.
Well, it was a couple years ago.
Yeah, he was there a couple of years.
Okay,
ago.
he must be a great guy then, because like they were saying how busy it was, and then they looked at me. They said we got to get him in there. We got to get him in there, and they must have brushed off other people to the side, and just sent me in there to get surgery.
Well, because you were in really super bad shape. So
Yeah,
that's what they call triage.
and they know that. That's great because I'm
Yeah.
the type of guy to go, I'm not that bad, and I could be just like bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, it's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, I could have 10 bullets in me and be like, I'm not that bad, you know. So, hey,
Anyway, so yeah,
props to
that's
them,
our
yeah.
son. He's a nurse. He works in Marin, in the
Hmm.
hospital in Marin, and our daughter is the owner of a pottery studio
Hmm.
in Mill Valley, and it's going great.
I like that Mill Valley.
Yeah, she's creative
I've,
and an entrepreneur.
that's what we need nowadays. More entrepreneurs, independent businesses. Well, and then maybe next time you could bring some pottery stuff. Are you celebrating the Valentine's Day?
We haven't decided, my best beloved and I haven't decided exactly what we're going to do yet. We don't like to go out on Valentine's Day because it's always like super crowded
Yeah,
in the restaurants.
but maybe.
So we're more likely to do the kind of picnic type of thing, you know.
That's romantic.
Look, although it's not a good time of year for it, but anyway,
That's okay. But you're talking about well,
it's too cold, you know.
I get what you're saying though. That's romantic. 'Cause,
In
I mean,
Australia, it's probably perfect. I bet Valentine's Day picnic and picnic at Hanging Rock and that type of thing would be great in Australia.
I don't like going out to restaurants either or doing what everyone else is doing because it's like, do I feel as cool or romantic now? Because it doesn't seem that way because everyone's doing it. You know, but last year was a different vibe. I was doing the same show and and she broke up with me for a momentarily over. I had an anti-Valentine's show every year.
An anti-Valentine's.
Yeah, I mean, I had Love Stinks playing loudly over the speakers, so now I got to get used to, hey, what's this weird feeling? And then it's got to move on towards the heart area from the right to the left.
All right. This guitar is not wanting to stay in tune.
Yeah, we'll
Maybe
move.
I should use the tuner. I was going to do a song about the nobility of ordinary work.
Yeah, all right. Give me some hope there.
Yeah, well, we've all done, shit jobs. I have. I've done my share of shit jobs.
What kind of jobs?
Well, I worked briefly in a factory. I've cleaned people's houses. I was a messenger in London.
That sounds cool, though.
Like a driver.
That sounds cool, though.
I sold print paintings in an art gallery on Fisherman's Wharf. I was terrible at it. I got fired from that job.
Well, that sounds kind of cool.
Well, I mean, it's not hard like, working in a restaurant. That's hard. Or digging ditches, construction. Those jobs are hard. But I didn't like it.
I worked in a restaurant.
I'm not a salesman, and I can't do that.
I did restaurant work for a while. It was the pandemic. I think that screwed it up. It was fun, but it's amazing how you don't get any days off, and yet
in a restaurant.
Yeah, we got the Super Bowl off, the only day of the year. Well, I mean, we don't work every day of the year, but I mean that's what they consider a holiday is the Super Bowl, but they would still want us there because that's our work party.
Do you have a union?
No, but now I work in a supermarket, which that's union, but
Right.
it's not really fun. The restaurant was kind of fun.
But now you have a union. That's good.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, someone's protecting me out there.
Yeah.
I
good.
guess. Not like Massage Envy could probably use a union, huh?
Wait, who?
Massage Envy. There's been they've been
It's a
sued.
massage place.
They've been
Massage-
sued lately because I guess
In the city?
Over in the Burlingame, there was a worker. He I guess was getting a little too frisky with the people he's massaging.
Okay,
I mean, if he's like, I mean,
that's not cool.
yeah, if there was a union, at least we could figure out like what was going on around here. I guess, right?
Okay, no comment.
I like that. All right, next
no
song.
comment.
Looks like we're going to the next song.
Okay, don't get frisky with your clients. This is called All the Dark Horses. I wrote this right after George Harrison died, and I chose that title because his record label was called Dark Horse Records. But it's not about him. It's just about ordinary people. It's easy to be wrong about so many people. It's easy to be fooled by that distant girl next door, when all you ever know is that she never seems to turn her head, but she'd really love to tell you all about the life she lived before. Here's to all the dark horses that don't give up till they turn their luck around, and the men and the women who cling to each other in a world turned upside down, turned upside down, turned upside down. The poet spent his summer working construction. The dancer is selling postcards just to pay the rent. The waitress working on that novel in her head, whose customers just act like she's invisible and tip her 50 cents. Here's to all the dark horses that don't give up till they turn their luck around, and the men and the women who cling to each other in a world turned upside down, turned upside down, turned upside down. Garbage man is dreaming of faraway places. The traffic cop decided he's gonna let you off today. The janitor's rehearsing as the actors practice on the stage. His closet is full of characters that will blow you all away. It's to all the dark horses that don't give up till they turn their luck around, and the men and the women who cling to each other in a world turned upside down, turned upside down, turned upside down.
Yeah. Police officers. You think they should have better painted cars? And
You mean like they should be prettier instead of like black and white because that's ugly?
no.
You're saying that we
okay.
should be able to spot them more easily, or what? What's
That'd be kind of cool, like glow in the dark. No, outside, we noticed they were the paint was chipped. A lot of paint chipped from their car and all that. Or personally, I don't know. I'm cool with it because they don't have to look too flashy. Cause
no, they don't.
if like when I went to church, it's if your Bible has like dog ears, it shows you've been using it. Maybe that just means they've been using their cop car more often.
I think it's okay for cop cars not to be bright and shiny and new. I think the city could spend its money more wisely than that.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, they have to have some respect, so. But they have to earn our respect.
Yeah, they do. You know, I mean, yeah, because you always get me twisted because I don't like support or I don't also am not against either. I'm just like there's not enough people with the middle ground. I believe in this world. Maybe that's what causes the imbalance. You're about to
Keep going. Say more.
Okay, you look like you're about to get in it. But yeah, I guess that's just where I was going with it. It causes the imbalance, and I think that's what causes a lot of friction with people in this world. I could be like for meaning like, hey, I know how things could be better. Let's see if they want to make things better or not.
Okay. Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, we're on Twitter right now. But yeah.
Are
I'm
you on
that.
Instagram?
I am. I
So
don't know
you're on
if
Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Are you on TikTok?
Yeah,
You're on TikTok.
but I don't have enough. You're probably more popular than me.
I am not on TikTok. I'm
Okay.
not on Twitter. I'm not on Instagram. Or, you know, I'm only on Facebook. And I'm even thinking about taking a break from that.
You believe that they're spying on us through that social media, or that it even
So-
matters? If
Well,
they
of
are.
course, some people are, sure. You know, it's corporation. Every time they track you everywhere. So, you know, you're. That's how they direct advertising at you. That's supposed to pique your interest because they know, you know, if you've been, you know, looking at XYZ, then they'll send you commercials for that. So,
Well, 'cause,
yeah, they're spying on us. Not necessarily the government, no.
yeah, I don't mind it. Like I think it's hilarious when I'm scrolling social media. This is suggested to you. I'm like, why would that be suggested to me? Come on, man. I'm in. You know, maybe not at first. I took the relationship too serious, but we've been going a little more serious. Why would you suggest a sex doll to me? Come on, that's hilarious. I mean, it's funny. Amazon's suggesting that stuff.
So when you watch Netflix,
Yeah, we've
right?
been watching.
So when
on
you watch
Netflix.
Netflix, and if you like a movie, do you like click the thumbs up thing?
I haven't yet.
Don't do it.
Okay, don't do it.
I would.
All right.
My recommendation would be, don't do it. Don't let them know what you like and what you don't like. If you want to have an interesting and varied experience, because they just want to send you stuff that's like what you already like. So if you keep telling them, yeah, thumbs up, I like that, then they're just gonna.
You guys
they're
should
gonna
know me by
suggest
now.
things that are like the stuff you've already liked, and then how narrowed does your life become? Like I like being surprised by things. But
Do
that's
you
me.
these balloons out here? Because we're talking about the spies.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what the big deal is because they could just go on social media and find us. But now they're saying they're UFOs. Now it makes it sound more cool. So they're not the Chinese; they're the UFOs now.
Dad, do you
But-
find that cool? Or do you find that scary?
I actually find it weird that they're not saying aliens; they're just saying UFOs. I'm not saying aliens. I want some Mars Attacks type stuff. You seen that movie?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'd be safe. We'd be safe.
Because the government would protect us, right?
No. Which, okay, that could be a longer conversation, but Obviously not, because was Tom Jones part of the government? No, he was. I
That's
mean,
right. He had a cameo in that.
he was one of the winners, and Holyfield was that Holyfield or Foreman? Oh,
He had a cameo in that movie, right?
Tom Jones and one of those boxers. I think it was
Oh, Evander Holyfield.
I think that was him. Yeah, he was fighting off the aliens. So, and the government didn't tell them to do that. They just won the medal at the end because they were the last people on Earth, and the government found them. So
Well,
here's
I
the
wasn't
medal.
being serious. I was being what's the word? Facetious. I was being. Yeah.
But because we've discovered each other, if the aliens do come back, we could connect. And
Do you think that would unify the human race? Like if there was an attack from another planet, that suddenly we would forget that we're conservative and liberal and Christians and Muslims, and we'd all just
I hope so.
unite
because
against
like you just
the invading
the fact
force.
that you said conservative and liberal just now. I mean, it's like that. I feel like that's the problem more and more is those options.
Mhm.
There used to be a time where there wasn't too far apart with liberalism and conservative. It's like it wasn't too far apart. Now it's like that's all politicians talk about is against the other person.
Yeah, definitely. It's
Ooh. All right. What's this? Yeah.
okay. This is one of my wife's favorite songs.
Good. Because we're gonna get into romance, but I wasn't sure where
It's not.
we're going next.
This is not a romantic song. It's called "All We Have Lost." I'll just let it speak for itself.
Okay.
Um,
That's Dana right there.
yeah. Hi, Dana. Because the heart wants what it wants, we go blind. Because we know what we know, we lose our mind. So on and on we step. We're only trying to forget. All we have lost, all we have lost. I met a painter in Spain this past year. Her paintings move other people to tears. Ask to explain, she would say she's only trying to portray all we have lost, all we have lost. I bought a horse and then I rode down into the south. For many weeks, not one word from my mouth. High in the hills, I gazed around, I was thinking I had found all we've lost, all we have lost.
All right. Some questions I had.
Okay.
People messaging. That I kind of ignored for a little bit. Here we go. Because it's about you. You're the guest. What was your first experience with music? That
My
goes way back
earliest
when.
memory of music was, I think it was Bill Haley's Rock Around the Clock on the radio, which would have been in the 1950s sometime, like probably 1956 or something like that. Yeah, you know it. Yeah. So that's almost
Wow.
my earliest memory. And then the question was experience with music?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
That's it.
then I guess, we sang songs in elementary school. And my dad used to take me to football matches, soccer games, and the crowd sang a lot there. The fans would have the teams would have their own songs, and they would be singing beforehand, and people would just like spontaneously break out into songs. Like the Liverpool team, for example, they have the song "You'll Never Walk Alone." At least that's how it was in England when I was there. So there was that, and then I went to boarding school, and I was in the chapel choir. So I sang in the chapel choir. So those are my early musical experiences. Neither of my parents played music in the house. I mean, apart from my mom listening to the radio. Oh, and my dad was a DJ, actually, before I was born. He liked music, but not the kind of music that I like.
Okay, well, I mean,
Yeah.
what kind is that?
Well, of his time, he liked sort of swing and jazz and Duke Ellington. Not Duke Ellington.
Gosh, you probably don't remember.
you know,
You probably were out here a
Frank. My mom liked Frank Sinatra, and
little. Yeah, he was great. I admire he was like, tough guy, but like cool.
fantastic voice.
You
Yeah.
don't remember a KFRC radio station out here?
Yeah. I
Wow.
think I do. KFRC.
What's with it?
Well, I'm old, way older than you.
Eating some spicy chips there.
Okay. Next
Um,
question. Do you have any more questions?
Wow. That brings. I didn't
KFRC.
know you were that old.
Well,
Wow.
yeah, I'm
Because
that
I
old.
remember.
I'm
going-
I'm that old. I'm even older than
I remember going to their
think?
concerts every year. I met the Peter Noon, the Eric Burden, and Tommy Rowe. All those great guys. Dr. Almo said doesn't do interviews anymore. Too bad. One of my favorites.
That's right. Eric Burden was in the Bay Area for quite a while, wasn't he? He wrote that song "San Francisco Nights."
Yeah.
He came here in the
In Monterey,
in the
Sky Pilot.
late kind of hippie 67, 68.
Yeah,
I
I've
think,
been
so.
to at least 4 of his shows.
Eric Burden. Is he still performing?
Yeah, he didn't last year, so I hope he's okay.
Was he still singing all right when you saw him?
Yeah. It was. I seen him at the. I think the last time was at the Boardwalk, Santa Cruz.
Uh-huh.
Santa Cruz Boardwalk.
So was KFRC out of the city? Or was it?
They, I believe so.
Okay.
Hence, are you that old? You know KFRC.
I wasn't living here. I was living in Milwaukee.
But, I mean, they were Bay Area.
Uh-huh.
I believe so. Man,
Milwaukee's Midwest.
greatest station ever. And then, so what skills have you gained that help you perform effectively as a musician? Let's steal some tips here.
Okay. Well, it's practice. Practice. Just keep doing it until you get better. It's the 10,000 hours theory. It's work. Obviously, I can sing somewhat in tune, so that's an advantage. Not everyone can naturally sing in tune. But I grew up singing, in football crowds and
Oh.
in chapel at school, and so just being exposed to music a lot and singing in school, so. But I'm not answering the question. How to be performance skills? It's just doing it a lot.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Beatles earlier. They got good when they were sent to play in clubs in Hamburg, and they had to play like 8-hour sets, and not, they would be on for a couple of hours and then take 15-minute break and be on, and they would be on all night. So they just got really great at their craft because they did it so much. You can't beat practice for whatever it is, right? There's no substitute for work.
I didn't realize anyone plays for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Props to the Beatles.
So they were really good at what they did because
Even
they
more
had a lot of
props,
practice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, looks like you got another.
Well, no,
Some-
go ahead. I'm just leafing through. I'm trying to decide what to do next. Are there any other questions?
Oh yeah. I wasn't sure if. Well, okay. There was one. I guess you're a gardener. Cause someone
I'm a gardener.
So-
No, my
someone-
wife is the gardener.
came up with something about planting trees. Do you like planting trees?
Well,
Unless-
planting trees is something that I want to do.
Unless that was worded wrong there.
Someone's been
Yeah.
stopped.
Well, okay. That's it. Why are you interested in planting trees?
Well, I've been on the earth, a long time. I've done a lot of damage environmentally because I've driven a car and I have a house, and the world is fucked up. We're killing it with all the
Yeah.
things that we're doing. One of the things that could help clean the air a bit would be to have more trees. The earth used to be covered in trees, so I would like to find some opportunities to actually go somewhere and just get down in the soil and plant lots and lots and lots of tiny little saplings. People do that in places. So if there's anybody out there who knows where I can go and do that for a few days, a couple of weeks or something, I feel like it will be a way to give the earth back some kindness.
And,
Just have tree planting parties.
well, okay, like a Tupperware party.
Yeah, I mean, I think 1,000 trees would be a good thing to have done. That's quite a.
I remember a time where people were handcuffing themselves to trees, or what
Oh, right.
was it? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. You got
And-
like
60s and 70s.
Mhm.
not a
70s.
handcuff, but
Julia
yeah.
Butterfly Hill was an activist who lived on in a treehouse for
Mm.
months, I think, to try and stop them cutting down.
There was only
big
one
bro-
person like that, wasn't there? She's the only person I.
She was
or
the
one
most
person that
famous
became
one.
famous
I
for it,
think, yeah.
okay.
But other people I think they may still be doing it in places.
What kind of music gets you excited? Or I think that was.
Is
how
that a
it was-
question? What
I
kind of
think-
music
I think
gets
that's
me
how
excited?
it was said.
Well,
What music gets you excited? Yeah, I think that's what I said. Yeah.
I wish I could play the kind of music that gets me excited. Rock and roll. No.
Mm.
I love music that has a great rhythm section, great guitar sounds, and harmonies in the vocals. So
What do you think about blues?
I like some blues. I can't listen to it all night because I find it gets a little repetitive. I like the emotion that's in it.
Well,
Yeah.
so like we're going to see Clutch in concert. I don't know if you heard of them.
Now tell me about
But
Clutch.
they thrash, but they have a blues sound.
Huh.
So I guess that's maybe you say repetitive. At least if people could switch up their sound to make it more diverse, I guess. Maybe that could make a difference.
Blues music is repetitive.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
it's
It's all
kind of the
around
nature.
repetitive,
It's like
yeah.
it has a very strict form.
How many times did you have your heart broken?
Yeah, or-
Yeah. Oh well, it's and also the
Yeah.
the scales and the the 12-bar blues that has the 1, the 4, and the 5. It's although obviously it's a lot more than that. I like music that has genuine emotion in it. So it could be blues. I don't like music that's overproduced and is
So, when is too old to learn the guitar? That's another one there.
When is too old to learn anything? It's like if you've got the motivation to do it, then do it.
Hmm.
Obviously, if you're older, you have less time ahead of you than you are when you're younger. So if you got 20 years ahead of you or 70 years ahead of you, it's, you got more time to get better. If you have 70 years ahead of you, when you're younger, people learn things. We all learn things faster. It's easier to learn things when we're young, definitely. So it's good to learn new things when you're old. It kind of keeps your brain alive. Yeah. So I encourage it.
It's actually the last question.
Sure.
Well, from one of the fans of you here. So we don't have to bombard you too much
That's
because they
fine.
want you to play a song. What are some things that come into your email that you have to unsubscribe to? Unsubscribe to, yeah.
Unsubscribe.
Wow, these people know that you've had issues with the social media.
Well, I posted on Facebook that my favorite word of the 2023 has been unsubscribed, and that it's working really well for me. So what kinds of things am I? It's basically they are mostly progressive organizations that know that I've made a donation somewhere, and so they've sold my name. So now you get on a list, you give money to Indivisible, and then you start getting, emails from the Democratic Party and this, that, and the other. So it's mostly political stuff, and all through the political campaigns, the election, it was just unbearable how much the same people would keep emailing you, and one email would be like, "Yay, we're ahead in the polls," and the next email the next day from the same organization would be like, "Disaster! If you don't send money now, all is lost." It's just BS.
Isn't that amazing?
Too much noise.
I've made moves, I guess, and it's I guess broke through, and then so I've got emails and calls from Biden and Trump and DeSantis and pretty much all those people from all sides, and none of them responded in a way that and the Bernie Sanders, none of them wanted to come on my show. Because I would respond back. I'm all, hey, why don't you come on my show? We'll talk about it. And nope. They just weren't interested. Jeez. I'm cool enough for you to know my number to text to, but you won't say your side on the show here.
I guess none of us are important
Jeez.
enough.
I mean, hey, I had all sides coming at me, so whichever, Trump or Biden, let's do this. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
How much time do we have left?
Oh, we got a.
You have 10 minutes till final words.
Do you want to get a couple more
So
songs?
I'll
in
get
here?
a couple more songs.
Yeah, let's get a couple more songs. Just roll
I
through.
want to do this one because I have never done this one, so
Ooh.
I need the practice. This is called "These Are Our Days," and I was reading about the wildfires that were happening a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it was an interview with the head of the fire crews. He was being interviewed, and saying, people were thanking him for their heroism of the work, and he was saying, hey, these are our days. This is what we do. That is what we do. So I think that's the quote. I wish I could remember his name. I tried to find out his name, but to give him credit. But anyway, so that's what the song's called. These are our days. And so the first two verses are about floods and fires and floods, and then the third verse is about is when COVID hits the city and the nurses are dealing with it. Talked about that before. These are our days. These are our days. These are our days. Hitch the trailer to the truck. Put the horses in the back. Get the children out of here. Don't stop until you're free and clear. Knock on doors when ash comes down. Hold the line, defend the town. These are our days. That is what we do. This is who we are. This is me and you. Grandma shaky on her feet. The river's running down her street. Muddy waters rising fast. Chevrolets are floating past. Maybe next year we'll rebuild a little higher up the hill. These are our days. That is what we do. This is who we are. This is me and you. Oh, these are our days. That is what we do. This is who we are. This is me and you. Put the worst one on the bed. Do it now, don't think ahead. The hallway's full of blood and tears. It's the worst it's been for years and years. Refugees from off the street. Nurses sleeping on their feet. These are our days. This is what we do. This is who we are. This is me and you. These are our days.
Song made me hungry. Yeah, we should get another song in there.
All right. So this is the song about hope. Let's
I like
end
this
on
song.
a hopeful note.
I like this song.
I used to have a pirate rock band, and so we did a bunch of seafaring songs. This is kind of left over from that. I still write occasional.
Did you ever play at the Pirates of Emerson?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
So this is a song about shipwreck that almost happened. The sailors escape, and they're hopeful. fill our hearts with hope. Bunny was our ship upon the sea, with the sunlight and the sound of seagulls calling. Little did we know how suddenly the sky could turn so dark when the glass was falling. A mighty bolt of lightning struck the boat. The mizzen mast lay smashed, and we nearly foundered. And then a hurricane began to blow, with 5 men overboard who all were drowned. Fearful sound of the breakers from the cruel and rocky shore. But we steer the ship around to continue homeward bound, and to fill our hearts with hope once more. And now as we remember those dark days, at the mercy of the wind and waves and weather, we gather round the hearth with fire ablaze, so thankful to be here, arm in arm together. For we almost ran aground when we heard the fearful sound of the breakers from the cruel and rocky shore. But we steer the ship around to continue homeward bound, and to fill our hearts with hope once more. So fill our hearts with hope. Oh, fill our hearts with hope. Yeah, fill our hearts with hope. Fill our hearts with hope. Yeah, fill our hearts with hope. Oh, fill our hearts with hope. Fill our hearts with hope. Yeah, fill our hearts with hope. Oh, fill our hearts with hope.
All right.
Well, thank you for having me. It's
Yeah.
been
Rob, so
a
you
lot of fun.
You're
Thank
going
you.
out to celebrate that Valentine's Day because you're married and you have to. But you don't have to go in depth over it. I've seen that on the news.
to go into debt over
People
it?
don't care. They say
Spend
they'll
anything?
go in depth if it takes celebrating Valentine's Day right. that's the guys think that way. Is that what's the deal? Is that love, or that's just like, all right?
That sounds
all
like
right,
insecurity to
will
me.
you shut up because I'm just gonna give you all this good stuff? That's not love, right? That's not love. Especially because men have been doing it for so long, right? I'm okay. No, but yeah. So you're gonna probably have a picnic, and
I don't know. We'll see.
that's the great thing. See, just we'll see.
We'll
you,
go with the flow.
you can rely on we'll see. See, that's what love is supposed to be about. Well, yeah, I've been doing this since the 2016 of the October. Thanks to Mark Zuckerberg for letting me know this. I've been doing this show since then. And one thing I never talk about is I had a comedian on. I always talk about the pussy stunt artist. She lifted things with her vagina. But I never talk about the comedian that was on that show.
Okay.
I brought him back to. I let him stay over my house. We hit up some mics because I thought I was a comedian at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I had this really good stage for him. I promoted it, let him know, and we hit the mics, and I was like, bro, yeah, tomorrow when we would get up, we'd go hit up Chuck E. Cheese. I got this good mic for you. He got a great stage and all that. We went to Chuck E. Cheese because we went to this burrito place. We poked our heads in Chuck E. Cheese. There were no kids in there, so it was safe to go in there and have some beers and play games. And until the kids came, they're like, and that's why I was like, oh hey, that mic, it's stage time I got for you. It's almost time. And I took him to it's called the Broiler Express. It's an upholstery place, and it was just a stage. I don't know why they had a stage, but I kept passing by the building. I was like, that looks like a stage. And I was like, hey, yeah, come on in. And I gave him a mic. It wasn't even plugged in. And he got up there and he just didn't say anything. But all the women were on their like sewing machines. They were just looking up, and he didn't say anything. So they kind of blew that. But that was before you had the TikTok, where you could be famous for pranks and all that. But I wanted to see it happen. Wait. It was crazy. It was crazy. But the crazy part was he used too much toilet paper at my house, so I never let him stay over again.
Oh.
Yeah. He's not a famous comedian anymore, so.
Chris, where can we keep up with everything that you've got going on?
Yeah, Chris,
your
we're-
music and everything.
Well, this is our last words.
Okay, well,
so.
find me on. I guess you can find me on Facebook, Chris Alexander, and I'm in Fairfax, so that's where.
We got the sound.
And I have my
Yeah.
SoundCloud page, which is where I post my music, but I don't post my gigs and things.
Well, yeah,
there.
wherever you're at, because the Facebook is which you don't really like so much.
It's
so.
okay. That's
Okay, we just want people to
I
be
like
able to
it.
find.
So
So
they can
give
find
it
me
up
on.
for Chris Alexander.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, make sure you tune in to him because he's got good music. Even my mom said so.
Oh, there you go.
She likes his music, and she likes Stolowitz's Smile that we had on last week. So it's great when she actually likes your talent versus like going.
Okay, I
"All
passed the mom test.
right." Like, all right, what else do I like a feature? No, I just like his talent he's got there.
So tell your audience good night.
Yeah, next week
Yep.
we probably
Good night.
might go for comedy again.
There you
And
go.
next week, next Monday. Tune in. So Monday.